Hi, well, this video is going to discuss coverage B on your insurance policy. And it's a special coverage which is inside of your declaration page, and they usually call it contents. Sometimes there's some nuances. Everybody's insurance company is a little bit different, but for the sake of discussion, coverage B at this particular video implies contents. Now, here's what's hard: is that when you've had a loss, when you've had what they call a loss, that's code for a fire damage or any kind of a loss. And by the way, another point is that what's a risk? They talk about risks. The risks are, what is the risk to the insurance company? And that's usually your property, your house. And so they sometimes ask for a risk photo. They don't realize that most of us don't know what a risk photo is. But the risk photo is just a picture of the front of your house. So keeping on track with the contents and the coverage B, we'll make some assumptions here that you have $100,000 worth of contents. The insurance company is just not going to give you a check for $100,000. What they're going to do is that they're going to come up with a list. Some human being has to make a list, and it usually goes room by room. So for instance, in this room, we would have a whiteboard, we would have pens, we would have a computer, we would have everything that you could ever want, but those are the types of things, and you'd put that on your list. For instance, this whiteboard, we'll say it's worth $150. Another question they're going to ask is, how old is it? Well, it's 2 years old. Then they're going to want to know what the replacement cost for that board is, and they're going to want to know where you bought it from. Sometimes you'll never know. Sometimes it's a hand-me-down. Sometimes you got it for free. They don't care about that. What they want to know is how much it's going to cost to replace it. So using that as an example, this $150 whiteboard, I would put it on what they call the personal property inventory form. And you just write it down, whiteboard. Where did I receive it? I got it as part of the building, or I got it from my sister. Unknown, you don't know where you bought it from, but to replace it's $150, and it's 2 years old. So then they have a chart inside the insurance industry. What is the lifespan of a whiteboard? And there's inside those large insurance companies, they have specialists that go through that. So somebody has to prepare a list, room by room, item by item, using your master bedroom, for instance, end table. 2 of them. You have one on both sides of the bed, the mattress, the blankets, the electric blankets, the controls, the handgun in the drawer. All those things are in your master bedroom often. But so you would have to put that on the list. And every one of those you have to fill out and say how much it would cost to replace it. And so when you turn it into the insurance company, so let's go through, I'm going to use this whiteboard, for example. If the lifespan of a whiteboard is 4 years, according to statistics, they're only going to give me $100 out of that $150. They're going to say it's half of it's expired, half of its usefulness has been completed. They're only going to give me $75. But they will give me the other remaining $75 once I show them a receipt that shows them that I bought this. But you have to talk to your adjuster, and again, in this part of the country, it's a very claim-friendly area, and sometimes they'll let you put all of your office equipment as a lump sum, as long as you spend all of your office equipment. But there's also some other parts of your policy that are business pursuits. If you have business pursuits, there's a limit on your policy. It's not just carte blanche. So the best person to talk to is your adjuster, but most of them it's the same. And as we lead you down the road to recovery, just realize that there's the personal property end of this is up to you usually to determine what you had in your house. And the tidbit of information that I recommend doing is that and next to your bed as you're sleeping and you wake up in the middle of the night because you can't go to sleep because of all the stress that you're under, realize that you just write down in the book what it is that you remember that woke you up. For instance, in my house, I had 4 pairs of glasses in the drawer. Well, I didn't think about that, so I write it down, and I don't have to worry about remembering. It makes it easy to go to bed, or make it easier to go back to sleep. So always keep a little notebook next to your bed, and always try to that way you can trigger in the morning. You can wake it up and put it up. I recommend using an Excel spreadsheet. Some insurance industries will give you a spreadsheet that you can use. And and you can take pictures of whatever you have, and if you have pictures, also is that you can ask for friends and family members as they've come over for the holidays or come over for whatever. They usually take pictures, and maybe your friends and family have photos that you can ask them for and say, hey Joe or hey John, do you have any photos from when you were over here over Christmas or the holidays? So here at American Restoration, there's some additional coverages too for debris removal for those contents that you have to use it or lose it. So if you got $100,000, there's usually an additional 5% available to get rid of all the contents and throw them away, especially any hazardous paints and those kind of things. So here at American Restoration, we love to help people. If you have any questions, always talk to your adjuster first, or you can just call me and I'll try to help you out at 503-910-9102. And thanks for listening. Our next video will be on additional living expenses. Thanks for listening.